If you feel like channeling your inner fairy on the hammock this Christmas, try this fast and fun routine.
Hi, Aerialists!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Here on the hammock, we're channeling our inner fairy. Like I mentioned to you, we're doing a lot of pop it and drop it again. I think that's a Christmas thing.
On the hammock.
Yeah, on the hammock. You know, like there's a specific drop. We did a variation of it last year. We're doing a variation of it this year. So I think we should call it the Christmas drop or the chimney drop. I like the chimney drop because it's like,
it too,
you know, like Santa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that Santa would land on his ass if he did this drop.
Probably. Before we start, let's do a quick safety check. Let's start by checking your equipment. Make sure everything is okay with the rigging and stuff. Make sure that you have a crash mat. Don't practice without one under any circumstances, and make sure that you warm up well and cool down well before and after you practice aerial. If you're looking for warm-up ideas, we'll leave them in the playlist for you right up here. Make sure that you warm up your shoulders really well for this one because we're kind of like going in and out of the fabric, and you do take a lot, it does take a lot of your shoulder mobility, so warm up your shoulders well and your back. And then make sure you're wearing the right clothing. We're crocheting our legs a lot. We're also sliding against the fabric. If you're not used to that, it could be abrasive, so opt for something that covers your legs in that case. And then make sure that you have a spotting buddy. Make sure you have someone to train with so they could be your GPS in the air, spread the Christmas cheer, and if something happens, they're there to call someone or assist you.
This is a tutorial video where we teach you how to do the routine, how to transition between poses, and how to do the poses. We also share the tips and tricks that we use when we are learning the routine so that when you give it a try, you know exactly things like specific hand placements and so on that really helped us to make sure that we were not rotating our shoulders too much or doing moving our body in a weird way. So that when you give it a try at home, you don't have to be trying and trial and erroring these things. However, we did leave a short for you that is synced up to the music right up here. You will want to see it synced up to the music. I think the music really does a lot for this routine, right? How fast it is and how we're moving in and out of the hammock. I told Taylor it was very, very long, but it's long, but it's short because everything is so fast. So it all happens in a short time. So if you want to see it synced up to the music, we also always welcome you to come back to the channel on Friday when we release a YouTube video that shows both of us doing the same routine so that you can see how two people who do the same routine, but it might still look a little different because our bodies are different, our flexibility, our height, all of these things play a huge role. And the fact that we're using this limited space, so, you know, Taylor has to adjust, I have to adjust with how we are doing the routine. And so we want you to see that so that you are more accepting of what it is that you are doing at home. We will also leave you a link to the song that we use along with the timing which we get started down in the description below so that you know exactly what song we're using, what version of the song we're using, and when to get started.
Now that we've covered everything, let's get started. Before we start the routine, we want you to pay attention to the height of our hammock. So our hammock is relatively short today. So if you have a short hammock, it should work. We do want to make sure that you have your hammock at a height that works for you as well. For us, we try to keep it at about like our hip height at the lowest because we're doing a lot of poses that we bring our lower body down, and under the hammock, we want to have enough space, and we're also doing a drop, so you don't want to like drop and hit the floor. So definitely make sure you do that first. Yeah, so you have enough space. So to start the routine, we're gonna start with our split hammock, and Karina inserts her right leg into the hammock. She's gonna kick it out in front of her, lean forward so that her body is under the rigging point, but her legs are split so that she can pivot off of that left leg. She's gonna turn to the right, so the same side as her leg in the hammock, to add spin, and then she's going to lift her leg, immediately send it backward into a split, and that is our starting spin. So we can continue the rest of the routine without spin. So Karina is back with her right leg in the hammock and her left leg is coming up to meet her right leg. And then you're gonna bring your body up, push your left leg forward, and in front, you're going to extend it a little bit, but you're not bringing the pole like to the side, you're actually just going to move your leg. You're going to bring that same left leg. You're going to wrap it around the left pole and bring it up, and then release yourself and slide into this knot. When you do that, make sure that the knot lands above your knee and not below your knee, or the other poses are going to be a little hard. So you might have to play around with how you're getting into that knot, depending on your size, to make sure it lands there. From there, you're going to do some extensions. You bend that free leg, bend both legs actually, to create this shape. And then you're going to hold on to the poles. You're going to tuck yourself into a ball, invert, and then you're going to hook your legs on the right side of the pole. So that's the opposite side from the loop that you have. If you see here, make sure that you point your toes here. It looks a lot better that way. Then you're going to do some extensions with your arms, and then you're going to reach up, hold on to the left pole, and then you're going to get ready for the music, and then you're going to do a little pop by pushing your hips up to loose that knot that you had around your body, and you're going to be left like this, ready to do a second spin. When you're doing the drop, make sure that you're not landing with your free leg directly under the rigging point. You want to make sure that it's either behind you or in front of you, which makes it easier to turn and add spin. From here, you're going to add some spin. So when you're there, you're going to add a little spin. So you see Karina here adding some spin, and make sure that you're holding on to your outside pole. So for you, that's going to be your left pole if you're doing it the same way as Karina. Make sure if you hold on to the inside pole, it's going to be harder for you to adjust your hands to do the rest of the routine. So make sure you have that right. So after you've added some spin, you're going to go ahead and lift your right leg, bring it up and around and through, adjust your right hand to hold higher, and then you're going to slide your body over to the right side, and you're going to see that you have your left hand extended out, the poles are behind it, and you'll have this shape. From here, you're going to turn towards your pole, and you're going to push your hips up to do this sort of floaty pose, but it's kind of assisted. Drive your hips as much as you can to hold it. Then you're going to turn back out just a little, and then you're going to lift your right leg, turn back over to do this angel-like pose here. Add some extensions, and then you're going to come back, face your poles, and insert your right leg. And then when you're there, you're going to slide yourself how you can and get ready to straddle. Once you've straddled, you're going to crochet your right leg. Make sure that you're pointing your leg to get a nice straight line there. And you're going to bring your left leg up so it's not too high but not too low to create this sort of walking man shape. I don't know what you call it, but that shape. Then you're going to hold on to the left pole, and you're going to wrap your hands like this in like a flamenco grip. And then you're going to bring your left leg up towards the pole to hold this shape here. Then when you're done there, you're going to bring that left leg down to hold another little angel shape before you bring your left leg back and hook your right leg to do the final little poppy pose. And that's the end of the routine. To exit, just unhook your legs, hold on, and you're done.
That was so much fun. Yes, that was a lot of fun. If you had fun learning this routine and you want to check out last year's routine where we also do some popping, dropping, and a lot of spinning, then we'll leave the dance video on top so you can see what it looks like and the tutorial video at the bottom so you can give this one a try.
Until next time.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.